Do you think every buyer is an auction buyer or can attend an auction?
Well, it depends on what you class to be an auction buyer. So the question I always ask is that if you are to sell a property, does that buyer have to go unconditional at some point in time? And the answer is yes. You cannot buy a property conditionally. You can't settle on a property, I should say, conditionally. So therefore, all an auction's trying to do is to get them to purchase the property after they go unconditional, not before, in essence. So what we're trying to do is to bring that decision making forward. So every buyer can buy at auction, absolutely. Now, will they choose to? That's another question. And then you come into deal in the space of we prefer not to, and we wouldn't look at it if it was an auction, all those kinds of things. But every buyer can buy at auction. They have the capability to, because they're going to have to go unconditional at some point to buy the property.
And is there any property that you can't auction or isn't an auction property? Because I know in our business, we say that we auction everything regardless of the property. It's not about the property or the client. It's about how we respond to the market. So is there properties that you can't auction or shouldn't auction?
I think you're asking the wrong person. You're asking an auctioneer. The answer is I think every property can go to auction, but the reason that you would take that property changes property to property. Some properties you would take them because you had extreme competition. Other properties you take them because they're difficult to price and nail down a figure. Some properties you take them to auction because you need to clean up the terms. You don't want a conditional contract. You need an unconditional contract. There's a variety of different reasons why a property could go to auction. The decision comes to should it at a particular point in time, and that again speaks to the current market conditions. Why would you in this current situation? But I think to sit there ever and say my area is not an auction area or my property is not an auction property, for me speaks to a lack of fully understanding as to what the process can produce.